Morning, ultimate hustlers and generational wealth builders. Today on the Cortez Hustle Show, we're talking to a couple that is building an empire from junk, right? We're going to meet LaToya and Alex Cobbs of L&A Property Services, and they have a junk removal business that is flat out exploding. And I want to know from you, are you interested in doing a business like that? Right? Who'd have thought it, right? Makes me think about my good buddy being in St. Louis. We hear about Red Fox and Sanford and Son, right? But they are taking this thing to a whole nother level. And I want to introduce you to them, get their story. So I need for you to do me a huge favor. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live from Local Biz Marketing Pro Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you are a local business and you want to dominate your local market, you want to optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, and grow your revenue, then go to localbizmarketingpros.com and see how they can help. They also are offering a free online marketing checklist and a free marketing audit that can help you determine some moves that you can make so you can dominate your local market this second half of 2022. Today, we are going to talk to a couple out of Chicago that is literally building an empire in the junk removal space. And we're going to talk about how they got started and how it's going, and some tips that they can share with other entrepreneurs, particularly those of us in the Black community, building and providing services that we typically don't think about in our entrepreneurial journey. So I'm super excited to have them come on the show this morning. We're talking about LaToya and Alex Cobbs in the building, how to build an empire from junk. A couple quick announcements before we get rocking and rolling. I'm going to go grab this link to the replay of last night's content marketing formula. Man, we had a good time last night sharing how to leverage content on social media to grow your business and your following, to attract targeted prospects to you that will be happy to give you money for the services that you provide. So let me grab that link and put that in the comments. You guys can go and grab, check out that free masterclass. And I emphasize the word free
because it was so freaking good that my team is already saying that we need to turn it into a course and charge people for that. So right now it's free. And on that page, there's going to be lots of downloads that you can access, tons of free content. So make sure you guys go and check that out. And I think that is the only announcement for today. Yeah, I think that is. But make sure you guys go and check that out. So I got a chance to meet the one half of this amazing couple last month when I was in Kansas City with Dr. Danetta Watson and the Black Mastermind Group and the Business Mastery Institute graduation, where we both had gone through Dr. Watson's amazing boot camp class. And when she told me that they were building this empire in the junk removal business, I just thought about, man, I would have never thought to start a junk removal business. How did that happen? And how did they get to that place? And I said, you got to come on the show. And she agreed. And she also brought her other half, the man of the house, Mr. Alex Cobbs, as well. So let me introduce to some of you guys and present to others, Mr. Alex and LaToya Cobbs. Good morning. How you guys doing this morning?
Good morning.
Morning.
Awesome. Well, I am excited to have you guys on, and I so appreciate your time. As you told me, you're overcoming some health challenges and that kind of thing. But before we get into your story and what you got you guys to where you are and how things are going, we start every episode of the Cortez Hustle Show with a quote of the day. And the way it works is I'm going to share a quote that hit me in the gut this morning as I was doing my morning workout. And I'm going to ask you to give a couple takeaways. And if you have a favorite quote that you like to share, then definitely by all means share it with our audience as well. And we'll chop it up about that and then finally get into who you guys are and all of that kind of stuff. So today's quote says this: beware of the thief in the streets that want to steal your purse, but also beware of the thief in your mind that wants to steal your promise. And that is from the legend Jim Rohn. I think we look at the outside influences that want to do us harm, but very few of us look internally at the things that we are doing to cause ourselves harm. So, do you guys have a favorite quote, or do you want to chime in on that one?
We could chime in on that one because it's a thinker, and thinking is sometimes what kind of stray us from the task that we do. Our thoughts kind of deter us sometimes because we be like, no, I can't. The
Mhm.
fear set in, and all of those thoughts come along, and it'll steal something from you that you really could have accomplished because you're overthinking it. So that's a pretty good quote. I'm gonna have to add that to mine.
Yeah, I think we really do, the way we talk to and about ourselves, some of the apprehensions that we have about moving forward, even with some things that we know we are qualified to do. Sometimes we still don't do it because of fear. So understanding how to overcome that is bigger than worrying about what somebody outside of you are going to do to try to, deter you or stop you or block your blessings or anything of that nature. We tend to block more of our own blessings than the so-called haters can do on the other side or on the outside. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. So, Alex and LaToya, I ask everybody that comes on the Cortez Hustle Show this very question, and I'm going to ask you guys too. And the question is this: who the heck are you?
Mm.
So we are Alex and LaToya Cobbs, and we own L&A Property Services. We are based in the Chicagoland area, and we do junk removal and demolition services.
Nice, nice. Now that was the proper and the prim business bio. Who are you guys as individuals?
We are husband and wife. We are parents.
Mhm.
We are siblings. We are friends. Uh, we are fun. Our friends tell us we're characters. The two of us together are hilarious. We are just everyday people
Yeah,
trying to build some stuff together. Trying to
yeah.
build some stuff together.
I love that. I love that. So what I like to do in the first half of the show is I really like to dive into the background of the entrepreneur, because one of the things I think we struggle with is a lot of us don't even see entrepreneurship as an option, right? And so I kind of like to get the background where it started, because somebody listening to this podcast might be exactly where you were before you started this journey, and they're doubting whether or not they could be entrepreneurs. So I kind of like to go into that history. And since it's the two of you guys, then we kind of have to go both directions. So talk about your background, your upbringing, right? Were you guys entrepreneurs as kids? Were you the ones who were selling candy in the classroom, or braiding hair, or cutting grass and breaking leaves like I was, right? Where did you think the entrepreneurial journey started for you guys?
Okay, I wasn't because I was a girly girl.
Okay.
He definitely was. I was the girly girl, doing the girly girl stuff, but you definitely were.
Me, I started out when I was real young and I had to do what I had to do, cut grass, shovel snow,
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera. And that's how I got started.
Gotcha. Early on in life, are you guys both from the Chicagoland area, or born and raised, or were you transplanted?
Yeah, we both are from here. I was from the south side, the south suburbs, which is and he was from the north suburbs, and we kind of met in Evanston, which is the north suburbs.
Gotcha. All right. And when we go back, right, take me back into the mindset and the upbringing of young Alex, young LaToya, right? I like to kind of go elementary, middle school, high school, right? What was your childhood like? And this is important because it kind of, a lot of times we don't look that far back and see how things shaped us and really started guiding us down the path to where we are today, even back then. So what was your upbringing like as kids through those pivotal moments, elementary, middle, and high school?
Okay, so for me, growing up, seeing my mom working hard and
Hmm.
making sure working hard to make sure we had the stuff that we needed growing up, and it was just me, my brother and sister. It was just three of us, but just the grind that she had to make sure that we had what we needed, but still
Hmm.
allowing us to be kids. So it kind of motivated me, to want to do, different things that my mom was not able to do, like go
Hmm.
to college and those things because she had us. So
Yeah.
growing up for me, it was more so watching her and her grind and to be able to do what she needed to do, which motivated me to like, hey, I'm gonna go harder than what she did. And
Hmm.
so it kind of motivated me to do a lot of the things that I did. Alex's story is a little different because it was 10 of them.
Crazy.
10
Oh, okay.
of them growing up. So, our upbringings were different because it was just three of us in our house. But my mom, and her
Hmm.
husband was still grinding to make sure we had what we had. But it was 10 of them. So they grew up a lot different with a lot of them in the house. And,
Hmm.
uh, just growing up totally different where it is he had to do a lot of things at a young age as far as to get money and stuff like that I wasn't exposed to having to do, which
Hmm.
is where I feel like his entrepreneur mindset came from because he's been killing it since we've known each other. But it's just like our backgrounds is totally different, and
Hmm.
I feel like the two of them together just kind of work for us to do what we're doing today.
Gotcha. And Alex, where do you fall in the hierarchy of those 10, right? Youngest, oldest, middle, kind of where
Oh,
do you fall?
You said, where did you fall?
oh, where I fall in the middle.
In the middle.
You're the middle. Gotcha. So not only did you have to get out there and learn how to hustle, but I'd imagine being in a household of 10, you got to learn how to scrap a little bit too, right?
I had to do too much fighting.
Oh, okay. And not so much fighting, but scrapping and scraping and competing for a parent's time and all that. Because being in the household of a lot, what was that an issue? Making sure that you were heard and seen.
Well, my mom can only do so much. So, basically I had to do what I had to do to
Hmm.
figure out at a young age, you know, to really just make it and strive, to, make it through life, you know.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So early on, you realize that, hey, mom's got a hands full. So I got to take some things off her plate by being able to do some things for myself. I love that. I'm actually the fourth born of six children. So I felt the same way. In St. Louis, we are famous for our rice houses, right? Where you can go buy fried rice and your Asian cuisine. And when I was coming up as a kid, it would cost 90 cents for us to buy a small box of rice. And I remember my mom can only buy two boxes, and the three boys had to split a box, and the three girls had to split a box. And one of the things that prompted me down the entrepreneurial path is like, it's 90 cents. I gotta be able to figure out how I can come up on 90 cents and feed myself. So that's what led me to the gas stations. We would pump gas, we would rake leaves and all that kind of stuff. So I feel you on that. It's like, hey, I don't want to be a burden to mom. How do I ease the burden and take some stuff off her plate? And that's what ultimately led me to doing some of those entrepreneurial things early on. So LaToya, you mentioned college early on. So what school did you end up going to? How was that experience for you?
I didn't go away to college because I was a young mom, but I ended up going to get my bachelor's degree. And then once I finished that, I kind of settled out for a little while and then ended up going back and getting a double master's.
Hmm.
So I didn't go away to college and do it because I was a young mom, but I did accomplish it. So I was able to let my kids see, like, hey, you can be a parent and go
Hmm.
to school at the same time. So they were in school and we would do homework and stuff together and just make it work.
Yeah, let's flesh that out a little bit because it sounds like you had a great support system, and I want you to talk to the young moms who may not have had that because I know when I was coming up, if you was a young mom, some people treated that like a death sentence, like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, you done messed up your whole life forever. You ain't never gonna be nothing. And I'm like, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but
That's it.
it's not the end of the world. So, talk about the importance of a support system, whether a parent can be that for a young mom, but also the perseverance that the individual has to push through.
You are absolutely right. The support system was everything. Being a teen mom was, I was ready for all the stuff that everybody was saying. Like, you're not going to be able to graduate high school. I graduated early.
Hmm.
Going to school, and then my daughter was sickly when she was young, so it was like I had that against me, but I
Mm.
figured it out. And the school that I had, which was Evanston Township at the time, had amazing programs for teen moms. And I met some of my best friends till this day that are also entrepreneurs through that teen mom program. And we're all out
Mhm.
here killing it because we were able to graduate high school. We had tutors available for us. We had daycare services that was available to us, and we pay like $7 a week.
Mhm.
So it was like
Mhm.
all the odds that people were saying was going to be against us. It wasn't there because we had the resources. Like
Yeah.
daycare for $7 a week. Like those is just
Yeah.
things you just don't have. So there was so much stuff, and then my mom was amazing with
Mhm.
making
Mhm.
sure that she was able to help with my baby and stuff like that. But I was able to graduate. I actually was ready to graduate my junior year, but I was like, I don't want to walk the stage with no one. I'm like, I don't know them like that. So I went back,
Uh-huh.
to school for half a semester so I could walk the stage with my friends and we all
Yeah.
crossed together. But having a support system is amazing. And I swear, if it wasn't for having those things, and then also my friends that were teen moms when we needed
Mhm.
help with stuff, I wouldn't have been able to finish school. But it is about the support system. And those odds are definitely against you because people are definitely, judgmental of the
Mhm.
situation
Yeah.
before they help. But yeah.
Gotcha. I love that because it's like we got to be careful with how we speak to and over the lives of the ones that we love, right? Otherwise, they'll take on your beliefs. If your mom had been like, oh, you messed up, then now that becomes something that you might start believing and you start getting that in your spirit. But thank God for mom. Shout out to mom, man, for making sure that you would not fail and you would not lose because you had got pregnant at a young age. So we're now at a part of my favorite part of the show. It's a segment that we call 1 Minute Motivation. It's where I'm going to play a short motivational clip. It's just about 60 seconds or so. But I'm actually guys to give a couple takeaways from what you hear. I'm going to give a couple takeaways, and the audience usually comments a takeaway or two. So let's get into some 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Always strive to be more than that which you are. Yeah, don't get satisfied with yourself. Always know that wherever you are, you can enjoy more, that you deserve more. Most of us go through life pretending that we're satisfied where we are, pretending that everything is okay, pretending that we don't have any special goals or ambitions or desires, when really deep down inside we do really want more. But most people, you know what they do? Most people go through life quietly and safely, tiptoeing to an early grave. Find out what it is you want and go after it as if your life depends on it. Why? Because it does.
Ooh-wee. I don't know about y'all, but that gives me chills, man, when you think about it. And so one of the reasons this is my favorite segment, especially when I have guests on, is because we all just listen to the same clip. But based on where we are in life, we all heard something very different. So what did you guys hear?
Go after it.
Yeah.
Go after it. Like, yeah, it's a lot. It's challenges, but go after it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, you started out saying you deserve more, but sometimes people don't believe it, right? And you coming out of your situation as a teen mom, you have to believe that, this ain't all life has to offer me. It can get better, and I'm going to go get it and make it better. But this is something that I talk about quite frequently. He said, we all pretend like we don't want more, right? When I was in corporate America, I was okay in terms of I was able to make a decent salary, bring my family out into the suburbs in a safe neighborhood. They went to a decent school system and that kind of stuff. And for a long time, I was trying to convince myself that I was satisfied. We weren't able to travel the world. We didn't have time freedom. It was always a rat race. You come home, you get the kids ready for basketball practice. They go to practice, come on, we eat. Me and my wife barely talk, and then we up and we doing it again. And I'm like, I had almost convinced myself that I was satisfied with that. But you guys know, as entrepreneurs, right, I had experienced a little taste of freedom, right, because of my heathen days, right? When I was a street corner pharmacist, I knew what it was like to make money, make it fast, and have all of my time. So what that experience was burning in me as I was working at corporate, like, nah, there's something out here for me to be better. And I thank God I didn't succumb to that pretending that everything was okay and tiptoeing to an early grave. So if you listen to us live, comment in the chat. What did you guys hear? I'd love to get some of your thoughts as well. That is the great Les Brown. And that is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by LNA Property Services. So I want to get into your journey now. You guys individually had your challenges growing up, but then you meet, right? In the north suburbs. What was that meeting like? And how long did it take, Alex, for you to realize that she was the one?
Oh my God.
I don't know. That's a crazy question. We were together for a long time. I think I was more so like we not getting married than he was.
I was actually going through a lot of stuff trying to get to where I need to get to in life.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like,
I think I was more so the one that was like, yeah, we're not getting married right now. I think I was more so the one that was saying that I wasn't going to do it than he was. And then eventually it was just like, okay, we together. We might as well I was just like, okay, I'm just going to do it. So
So
it's just,
you guys had committed to each other, but it's like, we ain't worried about
yeah,
no wedding. We ain't worried about getting married. We just
yeah, it was like,
trying to
that's
keep
how it
together.
was. And eventually one day we was like, we bought a marriage license and it was like, okay, we might, might as well do it. So it's,
kind of like try to find myself. I was pretty much
Mhm.
tired of all the ripping and running since I was a kid.
Yeah,
I went through a lot.
yeah,
But
yeah. And a lot of men have, and it's refreshing to find that partner that you can now walk through this life with, because a lot of us as men, we carry those burdens alone, right? Sometimes we don't even talk to some of our best friends about some of this stuff that we've gone through, or some of the stuff that we're even thinking like, man, I don't know about you, Alex, but I ask myself the question, am I adequate? Am I enough? Can I really survive on this planet? Who am I? What is the purpose? What is the meaning of life? All of these things swirling around in my head. And eventually I did find my soulmate, and to be able to share a life with that. And then I always say that a woman cannot change a man, but she certainly can be the inspiration for that man to change himself. And that's what happened to me. She kind of anchored me and really gave me some inspiration to say, you know what, I can develop and work on myself and become a better person so that I can chase my dreams and provide a better way of life for her. So kudos to you, brother, for continuing to work on yourself, and then letting your guard down enough to have someone come into your life to share that with. So once you guys got together, how long was it before you decided that you're going to start building a business together? Or did you guys come into the relationship both as entrepreneurs and thinking that, yeah, we're going to partner up and we're going to make something happen?
I feel like he always had the entrepreneur thing.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed at home with the kids for a while
Mm-hmm.
because we had little ones that were. It would have been by the time I went to work, we would have been paying for day. My check would have been going to daycare. So
Yeah.
I stayed at home for a while, and he he worked, and it was he was working for himself. Then I think about it, we was working for
I
the
was hustling.
phone book companies, delivery
Gotcha.
phone book. So we had a delivery company,
Mm-hmm.
and that was his main thing. And then that allowed me to go to school at the same time while I was at home with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Yeah.
always been doing it, and just like your story, he was street pharmaceutical for a while and had to let that
Yeah.
stuff go. Like, it was just turn that stuff around and put it to something that you can file taxes on, that you can have it
Yeah.
on, and that's just how it ended up going from there. And so from there,
I
eventually.
met this lady named Mary. She was into a sweeping business company. So I had asked her about a job driving a sweeper truck, and
Mm-hmm.
I had just missed out on that. She actually caught me dumpster diving in the dumpster for scrap.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, you know what? I got something for you. So she gave me a broom and a dustpan and told me she had these parking lots, and I started cleaning parking lots. But I knew that there was something behind why she was doing it,
Mm-hmm.
so to help me, but then to see, if I would fail. So I was out at night, 2, 3 in the morning, doing these like 4 or 5 stops, and basically somebody
Mm-hmm.
watching me. And I put on a good show, and we still together right now.
Oh wow. Now, see, that's what we like to get to here on the Cortez Hustle Show, because if you think about where you come from and the hustler in you, and now I'm transitioning, trying to get away from the man I used to be and build something for my family that my family can be proud of, and then somebody puts a broom and a dustpan in your hand, a lesser man would have said, I ain't no doggone broom and dustpan, man. I ain't sweeping up no parking lots, right? But you somehow intuitively knew that this is an opportunity. This is not just a job. This is not just a hustle. There's something to this lady. She's got something going on, and I want to hitch my wagon to her. And if she asks me to sweep parking lots, I'm sweeping parking lots, right? How did you know that? What was it about her that made you feel like this is an opportunity? She's basically testing me to see if I'm worthy of, more from her. How did you know that?
It just was just
her demeanor. She's still the same to this day. She is still the same to this day, and it's just something about her demeanor, her voice, all of it. It's just she's a go-getter herself, and even though she's still working and she's getting ready to come up on time to retire, we'd be sad because we still work with her to this day. But she's a go-getter, and so because she's a go-getter, I feel like that is why she saw it in him, because she's a go-getter.
Because like all the employees that she had, I don't care if they've been there longer than me. I came first, and I found out that reason was because like this one guy, we used to work at the, had contracts at the railroad and stuff like that. And a job opening came up, and I could never punch no clock. And she offered me a job over someone that been there 10, 15 years more than me. And the reason for that was because his wife works for the airline, and he's going to be okay. She was more concerned about me, being able to support my family.
Yeah.
And we winded up, I winded up, didn't take the job, but we still here today and stuff like that. And we moved from one company to another company and brought us all in. And then one day I taught her something as well too, with the hustle gang, which I turned to business with her, that she does a small sweeping company. We do small sweeping things. So and all that was picking up trash and this and that. And I turned that into, people fly dumping, where I'll pick up their debris and stuff like that. I got contracts with that even right today.
I love that, man. And like I said, man, some people would have seen that as a demeaning type of job. And at the end of the day, I've got to put food on the table and a roof over my family's head. And I want to do that with and for good people who see me for who I am trying to become. So I love that. So that audition, as you put it, they were watching you, how you handled yourself and how you carried yourself through those tasks. And how did that transition to you deciding that, okay, we can start our own company in a similar industry and do some other things? Is there more to the story, or did you guys go straight from that into
story?
The main thing is we ended up, because we had the delivery company. We had a truck that we were selling and getting rid of, and he ended up meeting this guy.
He was a contractor, and me and him was going back and forth about the price on the truck. I wanted $1,000. He kept trying to get it for $800. So I told him, I tell you what, I'm gonna give you this truck for $800. Because we had talked about what we do and stuff like that. And I told him, hopefully we can do some business like that. So the next day I wind up getting a garage clean out in the city of Chicago. And that's how I took off from there. But at the same time, I got to know a lot other people, like people that he works for with Diamond Realtor. And I'm with them right today. And I got my own thing going on with them because they actually like how I was, getting these houses cleaned out, garages and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So kind of like went my, my own way, but the contractor acted like he wanted to own me. Now I work for myself. So that's how I took off.
That's how it started.
And I hope people are listening and catching these little nuggets. So I've been teaching for a little while now that I don't care what product or service you sell, all businesses are relationship businesses, right? And you just demonstrated that to the T. There's a relationship that came because you were not sitting on your hands. You were actually out hustling, right? Some people don't know what dumpster diving is for scrap, right? That is the scrap metal. Then every day I'm going to go out and find, half a ton of scrap metal. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to sell it and I'm going to get me some cash, right? So because you were not sitting on your hands as a man, you were out there grinding. Someone saw that grind and offered you an opportunity. And that's a relationship that you have today. Yeah. Then you turn around and give somebody a $200 discount on a truck on the hopes of a longer term relationship. People don't get that. Like, I'm in this thing for long-term relationships. I want to bring value into your life. I want to sow a seed into your life, and I want us to work together, grow together as entrepreneurs. And because of that, haggling over the price of the truck, like, okay, man, I'm gonna let you get it for the 200. But the reason I'm letting you get it for the 200 off is because I feel that you can add some value to my life. I know I can add some value to your life. I'm doing this in good faith that down the road our paths will cross and we'll bless each other again. And then that turned into what? Your whole business that you're running now, man.
Yes,
I don't know if people have heard and picked up on that, but relationships are everything, right? Any other relationship stories like that? Because I want to hear them all, man.
I'm telling you, it's been crazy. We've met some amazing people going along the way. It's just really a matter of just, sometimes you have to show people better than you could tell them. People tend to judge others off of the actions, because I had a bad experience with these other people, so I don't do this, or this person burned me on this end and I paid for this and they didn't do this. So you kind of have to go into it like ready to prove yourself before the person even knows you. And because of that, we have some amazing relationships with some investors that buy properties and they flip them. We have amazing relationships with some realtors that deal with investors and go in. So we do a lot of hoarder cleanouts. We do a lot of garage cleanouts. We do a lot of cleanouts just because people need to sell their properties and they've been living there for 30, 40 years and they have 30, 40 years worth of stuff. But a lot of it is, like you said, from relationships with people that we've met and they were just like, okay, I want to try. And then ever since then, we've been their go-to.
Love it. So talk about the going into that space. Like, I know you on a whim got a couple opportunities to go do some stuff. How long did it take for you guys to realize that, okay, this is not only a quick one-time hustle, two-time hustle, people actually need this as a service and we should get serious about making this a legitimate full-time thing? How long after the first garage clean out did you realize that, oh, this is something here?
I think after that first year, I was like, sir, we got to do income taxes on this money. Where we making too much money, we have to do income taxes on it. And because I was like, we can't just keep having this money just out here like this. And, you got expenses and all of that stuff. So I think it was like literally we did it 2018 And then 2019 came around, and I was like, yeah, we can't do that. And that's when LNA came, because I was got to do it correctly. Like, it's so much, so much going on, and we made so much money within that little bit of time that it was literally just like a little side hustle. It wasn't really anything. And after that, it kind of just like took off. But yeah, I think it was like a year before I was like, yeah, we got to do something.
Like, this is the thing. Now, was there any?
I want to
Go ahead, Alex.
Also, I mean, it's like I'm a people person. So, talking is good. You never know what you're going to find. If you don't talk, you never know what you're going to get. Just like I was having a conversation about something and somebody was here asking.
Yeah.
Wind up getting jobs and stuff like that. And even when I got to dealing with Diamond Realtor, and I met a lot of amazing people, but I was working, but at the same time, I was seeking for more business from other people. So I had to open up my mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, always in connection mode, right? And I think that is the difference in growing a business versus always trying to sell somebody something. Sounds like you guys are always trying to create relationships, and if business come out of that relationship, so be it. But if not, I just want to build a relationship with good people, right? I need good people in my life, period. And it sounds like you guys share that same sentiment. Was there ever any apprehension, right, as it relates to this is the business, we're going to put our family name on this thing, right? Because it's not a glamorous business, right? It is not one of those things that is extremely socially acceptable, and it's like, man, I move junk all day, right? Did you ever have any of that stuff floating around in your head as to whether or not you really want to put your flag here, or was it just, hey, we see a lane, and was that a clear vision to say, you know what, this is how it starts, but this is also how 1-800-GOT-JUNK got started too? And did you see a full lane all the way through where you guys want to be? And did you have to deal with any haters or any people talking down or negatively about the industry itself? And y'all probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, we've it's kind of both sided because I don't think, when people hear junk, they just hear junk. Like, don't hear the side that their grandmother might be living in conditions that she can't get around in her own house and might fall, and we can come in and fix the problem. They don't see the problem where you might have a disabled person that cannot take their trash out because they can't climb those 5 stairs that it takes to get down the stairs. So they're leaving their trash at the back door until somebody comes to visit and take the trash out. And now they have rodent problems, but we can come in there and fix it. So it's a lot to it that people don't realize. But I think most of it are seniors, right? Probably the older people is what get us the most. I think that my seniors is my why I go hard for it, because a lot of the times, they took care of us when we were babies and helped raise us and get us to where we are, but then we forget about them when they get older. We forget that they might not be able to reach something at the top of a cabinet, or might not be taking a shower because they might slip and fall, or they might have slip and fail, and and just don't get out like they used to. And so we go hard for them when we see these conditions like that, because a lot of it just be that they need stuff thrown out that they were not able to go out and throw out. So we have had both sides of it, where people like, thinking you can't make no money doing this stuff. And people just think junk, like you just literally picking up junk off the side of the road. But it's so many different aspects to what junk is, like, and just understanding that it could just be as simple as just everyday trash, and it could be as simple as stuff that done piled up for years.
Yeah, I wanted to add on something. We went from trash to demoing and stuff like that with these investors and stuff like that. Not that vision and stuff like that, just tearing the kitchen up, tearing the bathroom up, tearing up a floor. I even take down garages and haul it away from you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
I
something
actually-
we've added on since we
Yeah.
started the junk removal. So it's a tunnel that we saw could be more, because every day we still click about different stuff that we can add on to the business. So even though when we first started, our mind was one track towards the junk removal, at this point we have other things that we want to launch into the business and bring up too. But we know that you have to do them in due time. So we do the demolition part of it too, whereas people want to redo their kitchens and their bathrooms and stuff, and we go in and tear them out, or the investors is buying the houses and flipping them so they can look like $1 million homes.
There you go. There you go. And I love that vision that you guys have. And a lot of times we just don't. I was listening to my motivation as I was working out this morning, and I heard Jim Rohn talking about just taking the first step, right? Like he said, if you're in a fog and all you can see is 100 steps, then take the 100 steps.
Right.
Because when you get to that point, guess what? You're going to be able to see the next 100 steps. And you guys looked at, hey, oh man, this garage cleanout thing is bringing some money to the table, and you just took that step. And then somebody said, hey, man, I got some demo work for you. You up for tearing out a kit? Oh yeah, we can add that on to what we're doing. And then for you, LaToya, to tie the connection to the hoarding epidemic that's going on, as the baby boomer generation is really exploding now, but they're winding down in terms of their age, and they're limited in their mobility. And we live in a society that's not like Eastern culture that says, hey, once grandma gets to a certain age, grandma moves in with a family member. Most of the time, family member is all over the country, out of state, and you got these individuals living on their own, and they don't have anybody to help them. So I love that you were able to make that connection that, hey, within junk removal, there's this whole niche of hoarders that the only reason they're hoarding is not because they don't want to throw anything away. They physically can't. They're not able. And as a result, it's created a problem that you in your heart want to solve. So amazing stuff, man. Listen, we are at our second favorite part of the show when I have a guest on. We do this thing called freestyle. Y'all from the Shy, man, so I know y'all got bars, right? But freestyle is not about rapping. I'm not gonna ask y'all to rap. So freestyle is, as I'm building this multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate, I realized that I didn't go to school for journalism. I don't always ask the right questions, and the conversation doesn't always go where we want it to go. So freestyle is your opportunity to either reiterate something that you feel is important, you don't want people to miss, or we have not talked about something that you feel is important, that you want to make sure that people know about your industry, about your business, about your brand. Then you have an opportunity to share that with them. So this is freestyle right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, the Alex and LaToya Cobbs version. Hit them with your best bars, y'all.
Okay, so I'm starting mine out with we have to have a different mindset with us being in 2022 and things changing, and encouraging our kids as well with some of the things that they might have, or ideas that they might have as far as being entrepreneurs. It could just be as simple as gifting them a LLC so that they can have a business bank account, so that they can see that when they make money off of this hustle that they have, that they can build and actually see what it is, so that they can not necessarily see right now, but see down the line that this could be something for them. Also, another thing is, when you creating your businesses and you creating relationships with people, make sure that the what you're getting, that you're also able to give. Pour into other people sometimes. Don't always do things for looking for the money aspect of it. We give services all the time because people just can't afford them. But we see the conditions. We might not be able to do it all, but we try to do it. So give back just as much as you want to receive in, because sometimes we ask people to do things for us or look for people to do things for us that we're not able to give back. And all of it does not have to be about money.
Yeah. Boom. Drop the mic, ladies and gentlemen. That is freestyle. Bars. I know you have bars over there, LaToya. You can't be from Chicago and not have bars, people. Real quick, talk about how the pandemic impacted your business.
So we were really worried because we thought stuff was going to slow down, and believe it or not, it kind of picked up.
Mm.
And I think it really picked up because people were in their homes and they had nowhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
So the spaces that they weren't utilizing, like their garages, people were cleaning out their garages so they could make gyms at home because they couldn't go to the gym anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People were cleaning out their basements because they ain't want to be on top of each other no more. They want to create a space for these kids to get out their space for a little while, you know. And so because of it, it kind of like picked up, and we were like really, really busy. We were really worried about it slowing down because, of course, just like any business, you have your slow periods. But we actually picked up and met a lot of cool people during COVID. And it's amazing how once something like COVID come, people really realize that they have a lot of stuff going on in their house that they really didn't realize before because they were always on the go. So we do a lot of jobs because people really needed that extra bedroom, that extra space in their house to accommodate not being able to go anywhere.
Gotcha. I love that. And I anticipate that it could potentially explode as, you know, rental assistance is drying up all over the country. Those moratoriums for renters who don't owe those temporary laws that were in place that keep people from being evicted. Those things are starting to lift now, and a lot of the people who left those jobs because of unemployment and now they can't pay their rent and stuff. So I think there's going to be a lot that comes out of this next 12 to 18 months of more people changing addresses, properties being flipped, and all of that kind of stuff as this economy goes through a little bit more of a downturn before it goes on the uptick. So I think you guys are going to be even busier in the next few months, especially with some of the services that you added on. Anything else you want to share, man, about your journey of being a power couple in the Chi?
We out here just trying to get it. No, I'm just playing. Literally, we're out here meeting people. We out here trying to find creative ways to just let people know we're here. Because we have everybody's online now because everybody's at home. But just recently, we here in Chicago, one of the what is Wilson running for? One of the candidates that are running for election was doing a gas giveaway. So we went out. Because the people were there for the gas giveaway, we went out and handed out business cards and kind of was able to like introduce people to introduce ourselves to people that day. And so we're just trying to still do what works, but find other ways to do it, and just encouraging other people to do the same thing. Because sometimes people just do not know we're here.
Yeah, that's it, and that's the reason that I launched a Local Biz Marketing Pros, because small businesses like yours are like, you're blessing people in a way that the national brands aren't, right? But the reason the national brands are getting the calls is because don't nobody know you guys exist, right? And now it's time for you guys to continue to build those relationships, continue to have those referrals coming in regularly, but then now it's expanding and putting that name out there and really growing that business. Last thing, you and I connected because of the Black Mastermind Group and the Business Mastery Institute. Talk about the impact that Dr. Donetta Watson has had on your life and in your business.
Dr. Watson, oh my God, I love her so much. She is amazing, and she is definitely an example of she does not mind giving. Like, her passion is teaching, and I love it. She has so much knowledge, and she's so willing to share it with everybody. Like, she's not selfish at all. And as you know, she's just a phone call away. We called her right now. I was like, I got a question.
Yes.
She can help us figure it out. And the Black Mastermind group has just been amazing. Like just going through the business mastery program allowed me to, because I do the paper side of it, to be able to sit down and explain to him like your numbers, your numbers, your numbers. And I was like, man, it's amazing that when you don't know, you don't know. And just meeting Dr. Watson helped me figure it out, that the stuff that I thought I knew about, I really needed to be educated on. And it has been an amazing experience. And I just pray that other people are able to take an opportunity to not only just meet her, but also just get some of the gems that come from this program, because it's amazing. Mhm. Cortez, I can't hear you.
That was on me.
Okay.
So when we talk about a business, building a business that is first and foremost profitable, right? We want to be in a business that's making money, right? But also we want to be in a business that's scalable, right?
Yeah.
We want to be in a business that's sustainable, but more importantly, a business that's fundable. And
Yes.
those are the aspects that she really harps on, and knowing your numbers, right? Most of us enter business from the mindset of a customer,
Yeah.
right? We go into business and we think that, okay, a business, I've been a customer all my life, so I'm just going to flip that and that's how I'm going to do business. But it's so much more than that. And going through that class really helps to break that down. So excited for you, your growth, and where you guys are going. If there's anything that I can do to help you on that journey, I want to help and see you guys win. So do me a favor, man. Tell everybody how they can connect with you guys, and if they're in the Chicagoland area specifically and they need some of your services, what's the best way for them to reach out?
They can call me. So we are on Facebook, LNA Property Services. We're on Instagram, That's Not Junk. We're on TikTok, That's Not Junk 1. So any of those, you'll be able to find us and see what we out here tearing up, and see us out here slanging junk. It's all called slanging junk. And so, yeah.
Gotcha. Real quick before you go, I want to ask Alex, because I see this happening in St. Louis, and Chicago is an old city like St. Louis. Do you guys do brick by brick demolition?
Yeah, I took down how they redid a chimney, took a chimney down, and they redid the heating system. We had to tear down the whole chimney or a brick garage.
Yeah. Brick by brick is a bit much though, because trying to save them bricks when
I mean, and I did not know that apparently the bricks that they made in the 1900s are different than the bricks that they make today, and those things are bad. People want those things. I'm like,
they buy them.
I drive by and I see those guys out there one brick at a time. I'm like, why are they just gonna run the bulldozer through this thing? But I didn't realize they were saving the bricks, because the bricks are more, valuable and more durable than the way they make bricks today, which makes sense because the cars that they made back then were a lot more durable than the cars they make today. So I just wanted to see your thoughts on that. So I appreciate you guys so much coming to hang out with us this morning, and I learned a lot. It just helps to reaffirm my belief that all businesses are relationship businesses, and to see how you guys have come based on relationships, and now you're building an empire because of a couple of relationships in your lives, and now that empire is being built on relationships that you are creating. That is refreshing to me. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it for us. Until we talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, You deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. So hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.